ones, empaths. This is a subscriber request. They wanted to know the effects it has on a narcissist when you discard them. Now, I can talk from experience. Ultimately, the relationship with my ex-narcissist, romantic relationship anyway, the romantic relationship that I was in, ultimately it ended in me being discarded. But throughout the relationship, there was numerous times, when I'm telling you, more than fingers and toes, when I actually discarded them. When I'd had enough and said, and I'd go, I'd pack my stuff and I'd go. Now, what I know happens to the narcissist, at least initially, right, is when you discard a narcissist, they will not let go. In my experience, I've dealt with the narcissist saying they're going to kill themselves. I've dealt with them throwing bleach in my eyes. Me trying to leave, they told me, I said, I'm going. They said, okay, go. And then I must have got ready, packed my stuff. I'm about to go. And they launched bleach at my face from the bottle of the bleach, right? And it went over my jacket and it marked the jacket, like the bleach stained the jacket, and it went in my face and stuff. And then they threw chili sauce at me. Like, it goes, for me, it was really abusive, right? Going through me trying to leave the narcissist. Other times, when I tried to leave, they put loads of pills down their throat, in their mouth, and said they're going to overdose. And then I'm there fighting with them to get the pills and make them spit them out. And that's how they got me, right? Every time they lured me back in, that's how they got me. They saw I still cared. They saw I wasn't just going to let them die. I don't even know if it was a sincere suicide attempt. But at the time, it was sincere, It tugged on my heart. I tried to save them. Maybe you're not dealing with something so chaotic as this, right? Maybe you're not. But I will say, it causes a severe injury when you discard a narcissist. Also, they may not have actually have a supply, an immediate supply that they can jump to. So it literally leaves them destitute, It leaves them destitute. But there's a dark side with discarding a narcissist, I feel. You may disagree. You may totally disagree with me, and that's okay. We don't have to agree on everything. But for me, right, personally, I feel like I'm glad I was discarded in the end. Like, as an empath, and as your empaths, I cared too much. I worried too much about them. Like, it always lured me back in. Maybe it's my downfall. Maybe it was a mistake of mine. But I just didn't have it in me to fully go through with a discard long term. I'd pack my stuff. I would go home. I would go back to my father's. I would be out of the house. I'd be away from them, And then they're calling my phone or they're Facebooking me. And the continuation of the cycle would carry on. I could never really sever that cord properly. Right? And the dark side, I believe, of it is at times when you're wanting to discard the narcissist, I don't believe you've actually seen the worst of it. You may have been through horrific experience, right? You may have been through horrific experience. Maybe I'm wrong. But I believe the only time you see the true unmasking of the narcissist, I might be wrong about this, but I believe it's when they go for the discard. Because at times when you're looking to discard, you still got good memories in your head. I still had good memories. Like, why can't we just work this out? Why are you so crazy? Like, I had good memories about them in my head, But I believe that when you see the full unmasking is when they go for a discard. When they go for this discard, they don't care about you. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about you anyway. But literally, you know, their ego's grown out of all proportion through the love that you've given them. And they just weigh it down on you like nothing. They just total unmasking. You see the devil himself or the devil herself. You see that devil, right? And it's like, whoa. I don't believe that you see that when you discard a narcissist. And I'm worried that if you do discard the narcissist, you should... Look, I didn't know I was dealing with a narcissist, right? So you've got to understand where I'm coming from. At the time when I was going through this and they threw bleach at me and the chili sauce and them doing the suicide attempts, I didn't know I was dealing with a narcissist. The difference is you guys, ladies and gents, I should say, I keep making that mistake, ladies and gents, is you lot know you're dealing with a narcissist, or you have a rough idea enough to say, this is a narcissist. And you lot are way ahead than I was. You lot are way ahead on the journey than I was. You lot have gone at God's speed ahead in the journey. So you need to count yourself very fortunate that you've actually, I had no one to speak to. Nothing made me, for some reason, I didn't search on my phone. I didn't feel the need that I needed answers from somewhere else. I didn't feel like I needed a therapist. I didn't feel like, you know, I confided in one friend, you know. To be honest, this is what I'm saying. They're putting on a performance. Even though it was bad, you know, I know that sounds horrific, someone throwing bleach at you, doing suicide attempts, but they're still putting on a performance. You're just seeing chinks in that mask. You're just seeing chinks come away in that mask, right? When you go for a discard, you're not really, even when you do discard them, they're putting on a performance. They're very theatrical. You know what I'm saying? They're theatrical. They're putting on a performance. Oh, I'm going to kill myself. Oh, I'm going to lash bleach at you. You know what I'm saying? They're putting on this performance. Oh, I'm going to run after you. You know what I'm saying? There was a time, and it makes me laugh, actually, right? It makes me laugh when I think back to it. It was the funniest thing ever. You know what I'm saying? I don't wish misery on no one, right? But I must have left the narcissist's house, right? I had my stuff. I was walking down the road, and they come running after me, right? But I could see them in the distance, right? And it was like a horror film or something like that, right? Now when I look back at it, yeah, I didn't laugh at the time, but after I found it very amusing. The narcissists come running, right? And then they just dropped. And it was just like a sack of potatoes hitting the floor. And I see them just fall down, right? And then they got back up again so quickly. It was like they're actually demonic. These lot of weirdos. They're proper weirdos. And come running after me, straight up to me. Like, begging for me back, right? And then there's me like a fool. I give in to the narcissist again. What I'm saying is about you lot out there. You lot know you're dealing with a narcissist. That's enough for you to do this discard. And I encourage you to do this discard. But I did say that I'm going to touch on the dark side. Then I got sidetracked. What I'm saying to you is about the dark side is I'm worried you're going to feel remorseful. I did touch on it slightly, but I didn't fully get to the point I was trying to deliver. I believe that you're going to go through some kind of remorse if you discard the narcissist. And you need to be aware of that. Because that's what lured me back every time. This remorse we feel. We feel this remorse. We feel guilty. We feel like we want to see it through. You know? And I'm worried you're going to get that way. I'm worried you're going to get that way. But there's going to be a video that comes after this one where I'm going to go into another topic, which these videos will coincide. So even if you watch that one first, you can come back to this one. But look, if you're getting ideas about discarding a narcissist, you know, there is no future with a narcissist. It is eventually, I believe, because of the grace of God or the universe or the positive energy out there, you know, something causes it to end at one point in time. So even if you put off this discard and you get back with them, right? Eventually, I believe God's going to tear the relationship down, and a discard's going to happen from their side, right? But ultimately, that's divine intervention. A narcissist would want to sit with you for the rest of their days, you know. A narcissist, if they could, they would, you know what I'm saying, they would like to have you for life, and they never let go anyway. That's what I'm saying, they never let go. If you discard a narcissist, they're never going to let go of you. You're always going to be that person that inflicted that injury, that rejected them. You are going to cause them pain. So if you've got this appetite for a bit of darkness, and you can tolerate the guilt, you can tolerate the remorse, you are going to deeply impact the narcissist. You are really going to impact the narcissist severely. Big narcissistic injuries when you discard them. And ultimately, that's what happened through the relationship that I was involved in. I done this so frequently, right? I was causing injuries upon injuries upon injuries. But realistically, they got to the point when they said, he's not going to go through with it. I know he'll come back. And they even said this to me one time. They said, oh, I knew you'd come back. That's what they think in their heads. So if you're going to make this decision to do the discard, be serious about it. And know you are severely inflicting damage to a narcissist. If you go back with them afterwards, they're never going to forgive you for that. They may never tell you. They may sleep with you again. They may act like they're madly in love with you again. But they're never going to forget the way that you made them feel through that abandonment, through that rejection. They're never going to forget that. And they want to seek revenge, right? This is why, if you're going to do a discard, pack your bags quietly, very quietly, and leave. Don't fall into the theatrical performance. I mean, when they're still asleep even, leave the house and go. Change your number. Get away from them. Get a restraining order. Do whatever you can to actually get away from this narcissist. Because I'm telling you, they don't let go. I tried. This is for that subscriber. I don't know your current situation. Shout out to that subscriber who put the question. But I don't know your current situation. I don't know if you're thinking about leaving. I don't know if you've actually already left and you're wondering what the impact is on the narcissist. If it is that, it's very severe. It's a big impact you have on them. You've caused them huge insecurities, huge narcissistic injury. And if you can tolerate living with that, that's up to you. But if you haven't got out yet, and for those that haven't got out yet, you need to pack your bags quietly and go. I fell into the theatrical performance. My mistake. You know, I didn't know I was dealing with a narcissist. If I knew I was dealing with a narcissist and I knew what I knew now, and I saw them doing all of this stuff, you know, they wouldn't be able to handle me now with the knowledge that I have now and how much I've educated myself. They wouldn't be able to handle me now, right? And that's why they're still running scared. You know, they're still running scared now. I only get odd messages and things from a distance, but they would never come around me again. Not that I'm going to attack them or anything like that, but they just never come around me again. Even just the way I look at them will make them, you know what I mean? They'll feel, you know what I mean? They won't feel comfortable. Just even the way that I look at them or don't look at them. If I choose not to look at them, you know, I'll probably choose not to even look at them. But you've got to understand the severity of a discard of a narcissist. This makes them possessive. This makes them want to hunt you down. That's why I mentioned restraining orders, things like that. They're going to become stalkerish. You know, that's what I believe. They may run off and get another supply. You know, they may run off and just go with someone for sex and whatever else. But they'll still be hunting you down. They're still going to be spying on your social media. They may even wait near a bush near your house or a tree. You know what I mean? And you catch them in the bush or the tree like a weirdo. It makes them stalkerish. It makes them possessive. A discard literally makes them go in the most vulnerable state that you can put a narcissist. Right? The difference with being discarded is everything happens after. When you're discarded by a narcissist, it's different. And you've heard me go about that in my videos, about how afterwards they start feeling remorseful. This is what I'm saying. Even a narcissist, when they do a discard, they start backtracking their thinking and thinking they made a mistake. And that's what I'm worried about you. So if you know you're dealing with a narcissist, this next video I upload will help you tremendously. But they are going to be deeply, deeply hurt, abandoned. All of these issues will arise, abandonment issues, insecurities, suicide even. I don't know if they were sincere. Only the narcissist that I was with knows. If they were sincere, my wrong. But at the moment, I take it as theatrics and they're playing a joke. Like, they're just, not a joke, but they're acting, They're trying to say, oh, I'm going to kill myself because you're going to leave because I want you to stay. That's why I'm telling you, just please, if you need to get out, go no contact, change your number, move away if you can. Like, you need to get the hell away from them because they are possessive. They don't stop and they never let you go. They don't let you go. And if you go back, make the mistake like I did and go back to them, they seek revenge. And ultimately, all of the injuries that I caused the narcissist throughout the relationship, they tried to go for one big vendetta, big revengeful event at the end to get their payback. I made a mistake. Should have packed my bags, got out quietly. But anyway, you need to know, right, that when you discard the narcissist, they will not let you go. They're going to be stalking you. They're going to harass you. They're going to keep doing this. The narcissist in my life harasses me. Still till a few months ago. And even fairly recently on Instagram. And I was discarded. They had the nerve to tell the court that I'm this, that, the other. Right? Put false charges on me. They had the nerve to do all of that. And they're the one that actually still stalks me now. So if you can imagine that a narcissist, right? Someone who's possessive, someone who's got insecurity issues, someone that's got severe amounts of injuries, narcissistic injuries inflicted, right? Done all this to me, and they still bother me till this day, 6 years later. They still don't even let go. And that's when you're discarded. So when you discard a narcissist, you can only imagine how they don't let go. Yes, they're going to go for revenge. Their revenge might, no, I'm not telling you that they're going to come and try and kill you or anything like that, right? But I'm saying their revenge might be rushing off and going with someone straight away and then playing that game with you, start displaying on the social media that they're with someone new and they're better, or possibly even get the new supply to contact you. And I've heard this a few times now from several people that the new supply contacts them or threatens them. You might get something like that. But deep inside the narcissist, if you discard them, they are deeply, deeply distraught. But don't ever let that trick you to make you think, okay, now they've learned their lesson, I can go back. If you go back, you're walking into a war, a literal war. That's what you're walking into if you go back to that. So to the subscriber, if you're out, happy for you. Try and stay out. If you're out, please try and stay out. If you have not got out yet and you're trying to get out, then I pray and ask God or the universe, I pray to make it easy for you to make the right decisions to get out, and for you to get out quietly, unscathed, with no drama, you know? And then just deal with the drama from a distance. If it's through your phone calls or texts or all of that. But they're likely, you know, they'll turn up at your house. They'll do these things. Even normal lovers do this stuff, right? You just got to think of two normal people, you know? If two normal people are in love, you know, and they break up, you know, the person might turn up at the house or phone their phone. But the difference with a narcissist is they don't let go. And this crushes them. You've only got to know how low their self-esteem is in general. Their self-esteem is so low in general. Don't believe how they act. They've got such low self-esteem and insecurities. It's unreal. And on top of that, they now have to face abandonment issues from yourself. And you cutting them off. You know, it's very hard for them to deal with and cope. And yes, they may run to a new supply as a coping strategy, but don't let that fool you. Don't let that fool you if you see on social media after you discarded them that they're with someone and they're playing happy families and they're feeling the best ever. Don't let that play. Don't fall for that game, you know. Let them go because they're not letting go. The only reason they're rushing with someone new and probably, you know, getting married or even having children or whatever lengths they'll go to, is to make you jealous. Is to try and convert your thinking to go back to them. You know, it's very tricky discarding a narcissist. It's very tricky and it's hard. I tried and I failed. You know, so for all of you out there that have discarded the narcissist and you're away from the narcissist now, you know, and you got out away and they're done with, you're not hearing from them, I rate you, you know. I take my hat off to you. Because it was hard for me. It was really, really difficult. It was really difficult for me to get out. Really, it was so hard. So I've tried my best in this video to try and talk about it from experience. You have to understand that I haven't fully discarded a narcissist. I failed at the discard. You know, I was an idiot. I failed. But if you can do this, subscriber, the one that left the comment, if you're able to do this and go through with the discard, know that you're going to inflict severe, tremendous injuries. They're going to not let go. They're going to want you back. They may even go and have revenge sex or revenge posting wars on social media to try and lure you back in. You need to be strong and not fall victim to their games. And if you haven't got out yet, you know, pack your bags quietly and leave. But you know, you will see, you know, you will deal with drama. There's drama ahead of you with a discard. There's a lot of drama, you know. So I hope that you don't feel guilty. I pray that you don't have remorse for them. Maybe you won't. Maybe this is what I do in this next video, right? It will be about destroying the love that you have for the narcissist, because I believe it's a crucial ingredient to actually fully go through with the discard. It's a crucial ingredient. So anyway, thank you for watching today. Please press the like and the subscribe button. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can find the link in the description box. And if you'd like a one-to-one session with myself, you can also find the link in the description box. Currently, I've got the secondary channel, the spiritual channel. So anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.